Hello, Prudential Sales Executives, for our video message of the week. All right, if you remember, we're still going forward with our series talking about the transition to Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, which happens in about 2.5 weeks. Now, if you remember last week, I gave you some questions to start thinking about, getting your mind around this idea of this transition and how we're going to utilize it to grow our businesses. Okay, so let me just give you a quick refresher there. If you remember last week, I asked you to take off at one point your sales executive cap, and I want you to put on your client's cap. Well, for today, I want you to do the same thing. I really want to get you in the mindset of a client, because when you think that way, it'll be easier for you to connect with what's going on in their mind, okay? Because sometimes we can get trapped in what we're thinking as a sales executive instead of really thinking like a client. Those are the questions that we have to answer. So if you remember last week, we talked about, based on Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, clients are going to start thinking about, well, based on this, how are you going to get my home to sell more quickly? Okay, how are you going to bring more qualified buyers to my house? And again, this is more from the seller side. We talked last week. How are you going to make sure that I get more offers on my home based on being with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices? And last but certainly not least, how are you going to get a higher price? I want my house to sell for more. And there's more questions out there. But I want you to start thinking about this, okay? How are you going to answer these questions? Now today, I want to add one little twist to what we covered. And I want you to start internalizing. Now remember, you're a client, buyer or seller. I want you to start thinking about expectations. So I have another question for you. If you were being represented by a company known for being one of the most successful companies on the globe, that's right, the most successful company in the world, okay, one of the top organizations, built on respect, built on quality and overall success, what would your expectations be for that company if they were representing you? I mean, would you agree that maybe our level of service has to rise? Because you know what? My clients see that I'm being represented by Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices. I mean, what's going through their mind? What is that expectation on us now? Because guess what? You are so powerful. You should be able to bring so much to the table, okay? So there's that level that we have to kick it up. Now, the beautiful thing about that is that's an attraction method as well. Now, in the class that I talked about that we're going to be doing right after the transition, and by the way, by the end of this by the end of this week or before, I will have dates sent out to both markets and times so you'll know when those classes are going to happen. But most importantly, okay, I want you to start thinking about this, because I promise you, your clients are going to start thinking about it. As we continue to send out more coming soon advertisement, and as they start seeing the signs when the actual transition happens, this expectation and their expectation is going to rise. And we've got to answer those questions. I want to conclude today just giving you a couple ideas along these lines. So as you think about this, it'll give you some aspect or some direction. One, well, if I was being represented by a company of such magnitude and success, I would be attracted to that person, let's say, or that company, based on just searching on the web. So now, as we know, so many people start their search. They may not buy over the web, but they start their search over the web. Well, now when you see Berkshire Hathaway, are you going to be more attracted to connect with a company with that much reach and that much success? Absolutely. So now, what does that mean to you? Just that one example. Are you communicating effectively enough over the web? Are you answering your emails as quickly as need be? Because the expectation is, you know what? You rock at a higher level than anyone does in the industry now. So you need to make sure that we answer that call. It's good. There's going to be more business there. But remember, there's only more business if we step up to the plate, okay, and step up to those expectations. There's going to be more to come, and we're going to answer all these questions in the classes. But the key is I want you to start thinking about it now, because it all starts in our mindset. That's where our presentation is, and that's where our success comes from. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.